Tried to minimize it a little bit, how it was looking right here. We're gonna use the shaver on his hairline. What are you thinking for today, bro?
I'm not sure I want to do a 10 fade or if I want to keep my sideburns. What you think?
I think without
Without
a taper always looks best without in my opinion.
Well,
Unless you got a beard, but
like a mid taper?
you want to keep your C cups?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. What about the top? What shape you trying to go for? A round shape, squarish? You growing it again?
Yeah, just leave it. Yep.
Alright, YouTube, so the first clip that you guys saw, that was the first video I made of him. That was about like 6-7 months ago. It got a good amount of views. I'm sure you guys have seen it. So today, as you can see, he chopped his hair off. We chopped it off like 3 months ago, I'd say. So today we're gonna do just a nice clean wash. His hair was pretty tangled, so I'm gonna wash it with some curly shampoo and conditioner. It's like honey flavored. It's really good. It's rich and it nourishes the scalp. So with curls, the ideal way to dry them is always going to be with like a t-shirt or just air drying them. But since we have to work when the hair is wet, when the hair is dry, I'm just going to go ahead and put my diffusing attachment to my blow dryer and just dry his hair. I'm going to use low heat and just lean him back so his curls can kind of keep that pattern. And once the curls are dry, I'll go ahead and just dry out that taper area because that's the part that we're going to be cutting. So you guys can see his hairline's crazy. Like, he definitely got one of the trickiest hairlines out of all my clients. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to just clip some uneven pieces that I see. And then I'm going to go in with my 3 guard. So this is the highest guard I'm going to use. I'm gonna go with the grain at first, just taking down the area of hair, and then I'm gonna go against the grain. And what this is doing is just creating our base of what we're gonna taper into. It's not gonna be nothing higher than a 3. And we're not making it an undercut. We still want it to just flow straight up. Just a regular curly haircut. Too many people, even I used to do this a lot, just make everything an undercut. Not everyone wants it to be an undercut. It takes more skill to just let it flow straight up, especially with curly hair. Even with straight hair. So now we're setting our base for our taper. To taper hair, it's very simple. Just find a system that works for you. I like to switch up my system and use different clippers. Today I'm using the Wall Magic clips just because these my go-to sometimes. Usually my Babyliss FXs are, but today I was feeling the Magic clips, so we went ahead and was rocking with these all day. And what a taper is, it's a mini fade and you're just going from light hair to dark, to denseness. Well, not denseness, but just to darker, more hair. And I believe it's important to have different systems for each type of hair. This system, I just know it'll work. Like with curly hair, in my opinion, you're never gonna need a guard above a 3. Anything above a 3, you just clip over comb. I'm gonna go ahead and just line up his neckline. I'm not gonna go all the way around his ear. Just cause the area of hair was already prepped. It was short. It wasn't over curling. So I was like, you know what? Let me just knock it out the way real quick. Now it looks like I'm creating an undercut, but I'm not. Trust me, I'm not. You just have to kind of take down the area around the ear to make it sharp. So in my opinion, I'm giving him like a mid taper. It's all the same thing. Mid taper, low taper, it's all the same thing. Now curly hair likes to move a lot. So you want to make sure whatever you're lining, it's the true line. Meaning if your client puts on a hat, if he wipes his head, obviously the line's going to change if your client touches his hair, but you don't want it to change too much, is what I'm saying. You want the line to have longevity, durability. So for his front line, I ain't even going to take it down that much, just with like a 2. And I think I smoothed it out with my 1.5, just a little bit. I sprayed just a tad bit of hairspray just to lock the hairs in place. And I'm gonna start at the highest point in the middle. And he has a few cowlicks and his growth pattern's crazy. Definitely a tricky hairline. If you're not experienced, I wouldn't recommend, well, you would have to if he came into your shop, but you know, giving it, I would recommend giving it your all. You can't, some lineups you could just quickly do. This is something that you really have to look at closely to do it correctly. I like to just work my whole one side and then move on to the next one. I know there's different combs out there that can help you measure, and I'm sure that is effective, but once you have enough experience, you don't really need that. I'm sure it'll always benefit you, but to me it seems like a lot whipping out a comb to really check something. But hey, I know people who use it, and I know people who do measure, like going into the eyebrow and stuff, and I respect it. I respect it, nothing against them. And if you do use that, it does not make you a rookie. It's not what I'm saying. I don't want my words twisted, but y'all get my point. Even hairspray is not always needed, you know? Even enhancements, it's not always needed. So my client likes a little bit of enhancements. I think his cuts look better with the C-cup. So I'm gonna spray it just a little bit. Tomb 45 can tend to spray dark, which is good in my opinion, because one, it saves it. So you ain't gotta use a lot. Like when I use Kiss, I have to use a lot to make it look sharp. With Tomb 45, you just gotta spray it a couple times and it's in there. And it also saves time since it sprays more. You won't be holding the trigger. When I used to use Kiss Express, it was really good, but it wouldn't spray dark, and I didn't really like that. And if you guys watched the last video of him, you know he always likes me cleaning up his eyebrows, so that's what we're gonna do real quick. Not too sharp, that's the key. Most men don't want it too sharp. Just clean it up a little bit. And shout out Easy Blade, we're gonna use our razor. Use my code for 10% off. And I added some product in there. He said this was the best cut he got from me. He said he really likes it with the C-cup. So this is the before. And this the after. So I added some curly Moroccan cream. I didn't get to show that part, but always add product in your client's hair, especially with curls. It's your boy 4 and I'm out. Peace.